Welcome to EduPlanet 21's 10-Minute Tuesdays, a series of conversations with experts in education. My name is Claire Muscott, and I'm with the content team at EduPlanet 21. Today, we're changing things up a little bit and speaking with an educational practitioner, someone who has implemented and embraced both understanding by design and habits of mind in his classroom and his school. I'd like to welcome Philip Muscott, who is in his 12th year at CIA First International School in Cambodia. Phil started as a middle school social studies teacher and has held a variety of roles in his time there and currently serves as the head of curriculum. Philip, welcome to our 10-Minute Tuesdays. We're delighted to have you.
Hi, Claire. It's a pleasure to be here.
So why don't we start off this conversation with you giving us a little bit of information about the CIA First International School and kind of the background.
Absolutely. It's really an incredible story. The school was founded in 2004, and it was founded by two Cambodian businessmen. And one of the key reasons that they started the school was for somewhere for their own children to go to. So then I actually joined CIA First in 2007. And at the time, there were less than 200 students at the school. We only went up to grade 7, and our campus was a converted villa. So fast forward 12 years, and we've got 2,600 students. We're fully accredited by ACS WASC from pre-kindergarten to grade 12. So it's really been an absolutely fantastic journey.
So how did you come to stumble upon and start to embrace understanding by design and habits of mind? Because I believe you said it started in your classroom.
Absolutely, yes. So it was so many kind of factors that all came together at once. So it was teaching social studies at the middle school level, teaching the traditional topics such as ancient Greece, ancient Rome, Mesopotamia, etc. And then thinking to myself, why? Why are students learning about these facts about the past? Surely there's got to be something more. So throughout my own kind of evolution, I started to think, well, it's not just about the knowledge, it's about the skills, surely. So they need to be able to, interpret maps or interpret timelines or compare and contrast. And I started introducing a lot more of that, but then I still wasn't satisfied that, that's enough. Like, what should the real purpose of K-12 education be? So at that time, I was fortunate enough to take an online course for understanding by design. And then it was just a real revelation that a lot of the thoughts that I'd been having and the questions that I'd been asking, were answered. And it gave me, a real sense of satisfaction to hear Jay and Grant talking about exactly the same things. So that was a real turning point in kind of my educational career. At that point, then I went to Bangkok for a UBD seminar with Jay McTighe, and I met him, and we spoke a lot about what I was doing at the school here, and that really solidified a lot of that. Then I actually met the then owner of what was then Edutect, actually, before it became EduPlanet. And we adopted that as our software platform. And it was only then that I came across the habits of mind, because it was something that was preloaded there as other goals. And I thought, wow, what are these? And I started investigating and researching, because, and again, that just came at the right time, because I was thinking, okay, so, with our desired results, we've got the declarative, the procedural, the conceptual. But I felt there was something missing, actually. And I think that the habits of mind plug that gap, because it's the cognitive traits that we really, want to see in students to make meaningful decisions about their own learning.
So about how long have you been implementing UBD and habits of mind at CIA First?
I believe this is the 5th year of implementation.
So I know that you have done some significant research on the outcomes, and we know that educators always want to know, okay, so what? I do this. What does it mean? So can you share just a snapshot of what some of the results were that you had in the research that you did?
Sure. So what I was really interested in doing was to see to what extent students' display of the habits of mind would impact their achievement in authentic performance assessments. Now the thing up until now about the habits, that there's an enormous amount of theoretical literature, but a paucity of empirical evidence about how important they really are. So what I did, I did a huge correlational study, and looking at the relationship between knowledge and skills assessments, demonstration of abstract understandings through essential question discussions, and application of the habits of mind through a reflective journal. And the results were amazing. The correlation between students' application of the habits of mind in relation to the transfer goals of the unit actually had a huge correlation with the success in the performance task, and therefore enormous predictive capability.
That's great. And I know you're going to have a more detailed conversation about it with Benna Kalik and Allison Zmuda. So we'll certainly link to your conversation with them with this. I like to leave our viewers or our listeners with a tip. I love to ask the person I'm speaking with is, if somebody's interested in either thinking about implementing understanding by design and or habits of mind, where would you suggest that they start?
Okay, so look, I think that the EduPlanet platform is a wonderful tool for educators to use, and there's two kind of elements of it that I think are of the highest importance, and that is the ability to make our predefined goals. So I think that my tip would be for teachers at maybe the department level to get together and actually say, within their subject, what are the long-term transfer goals? And what's interesting is that teachers tend to think that their subject is enormously broad, but when they really think about it, there's only really a select number of long-term transfer goals that we're looking for. And the next step is then to meet inter-department. And then what you'll tend to find is that those long-term transfer goals are pretty similar even across subjects. Mm-hmm. So once you've done that, and then you can use the functionality within EduPlanet to make your predefined long-term transfer goals. And if you use that as a mapping tool to drive all of your curriculum design and the vertical progression, then you have that continuity throughout your curriculum, which is so enormously beneficial for learning. The second part, sorry, I know I've gone over the minute here, but
that's okay.
The second part is all about alignment, and that is alignment between your stages. So alignment between your stage 1 goals and your stage 2 assessments. and then furthermore alignment with your learning activities, because that was one of the things that actually came up as part of my research, how enormously important the alignment is between those different stages. Because what we actually found was that where there was less alignment in the units, the students didn't perform as well, and there was less correlation between all of the summative assessments.
That's great. We would love to provide our viewers with a download of your research paper, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely fine, yeah.
Okay, great. Well, Philip, it's been a pleasure to speak with you. Thanks for sharing your knowledge and your experience, and I'm looking forward to speaking with your students as well.
Thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure too, Claire.